I guess to avoid being like super dramatic, I won't talk about like my entire life dealing with chronic health issues. I'll just speak about even the past few weeks of trying to get this launched together. Like, I want to talk about all of these different things that keep me from being able to show up confidently and consistently online in the way that I genuinely want to show up as. Unfortunately, with chronic health issues and mental health issues, it's very difficult at times to just show up and record everything. And I know people will tell you to just show up as is and just, record everything that you do. And for a lot of us, it really is kind of jarring to do that. I know for me, as somebody who is shy and quiet and introverted, like, it takes me a lot to like warm up and feel comfortable and confident enough to show up on social media. So a lot of the times I don't record what I'm doing, or I don't feel comfortable recording out in public still, but I'm learning ways to be able to do that, to be able to show up in a way that feels good for me and without having to record every single second of my life or things that I genuinely don't want to share online. I'm finding ways to do things like this very video. And this entire video is pretty much nothing but B-roll and me doing a voiceover days later after I've collected all this footage and then compiling it all together and then turning it into a video. So me finding ways to create better videos or to create in a way that feels good and that I'm capable of doing, that's what I truly want to focus on moving forward versus not showing up at all and not recording. Well, even in this video, I'm showing you myself filming in my living room, something that I normally wouldn't do because I'm always thinking like, that's gonna look weird, me recording in my living room when I have an entire office space. I have an entire room, but unfortunately, I don't always feel comfortable going in there. I make excuses sometimes and say like, well, in the summertime, it's like baking hot in there, or in the wintertime, it's like freezing. So I'm like shivering and there's no in between in this room. So I do make excuses as to why I'm not always in my office/studio, but really it comes down to my comfort level. I saw this once, somebody mentioning like, film where you feel most comfortable. And to be honest, I'm like, I feel most comfortable in my living room. Like, this is where I spend majority of my time. I had to even tell myself that for this video, like, why are you not just picking up the camera and filming in the living room? If that's where you feel most comfortable at, then just pick up the camera and film. Eventually it'll come together and my office space and everything will get more comfortable to me. I know when I start to like get more orders in and my business starts to take off a little bit more, maybe I'll feel more comfortable with being in there. But as of right now, I'm like, you're never going to film videos and you're never going to get the content out if you don't do what you can to like make that actually happen. Social media is an important part of having a small business. And I know a lot of artists and small business owners struggle with this, showing up on social media and feeling confident in themselves and feeling confident in what they're talking about. But I think it's important to do what you can, even if that means just showing your hands for right now, showing you crafting things with your hands. Even for this video, what I did was over the course of a week, starting on Sunday, I told myself to record maybe 2 to 3 things that I did every single day. And it didn't even have to take long, just a minute or two, maybe 3 minutes, recording a few minutes of what I'm doing every single day throughout this week. Basically got me about 20 clips or more versus trying to sit down in one day and come up with a video that probably wouldn't have done it justice, to what I really was trying to convey. I was able to come up with an entirely different like storyline. I was able to come up with a story, which storytelling is so important. I'm really leaning more into the storytelling aspect of it, which is basically just helping the content really all mesh together. And I think storytelling is important. So if you are struggling too with creating videos and things like that, think about why you really want to record this video or what this video actually is about. And it doesn't necessarily have to be related to what you're doing in the video. Me narrating exactly what I'm doing in the video wasn't something that I wanted to do. And the video just came together in that way. By just taking a different approach, I was able to do the video that I needed to do to get out the next week. And I think that this really helped to move past the perfectionism that I didn't realize that I still had. I felt like I had dealt with a lot of this perfectionism over the course of the last few years of me working on myself, my emotional health and well-being. I noticed that it was still very present. And, you know, thinking about my appearance and everything was really hindering me from being online. I'm like, my hair is a mess, my nails don't look this way, my clothes don't look this way, all of these different things that I convinced myself of, and focusing on myself really kept me stuck and really kept me stagnant on having as many videos on my channel as I truly want to have. I had to push past my perfectionism and the self-doubt and the overthinking of it all, and just tell myself to pick up the camera. And while the camera doesn't necessarily have to be on me, I don't have to get all ready and be super presentable and everything like that, because that is not my life. That is not my everyday. If you guys see me, I'm pretty much in whatever fits, whatever shirt and whatever pants and whatever just fits me, because I do have health issues. I deal with PCOS and hypothyroidism, and I believe that I have rheumatoid arthritis and lupus, but that's a whole another story for a different day. Dealing with all of these different health issues just really, it kept me down, it kept me stuck, and it kept me overthinking the process of filming videos and posting them here on my YouTube channel and showing up on social media. But I don't want that to be a hindrance. But there will be days where I know that it will keep me from my small business, and it will keep me from being able to show up on social media at all. And on those days, I just give myself the grace, and I allow myself to not be on camera, to not film, to not pick up the camera, and to know that I can pick it up the next day or the next 2 days. And I just know that I won't give up on it, because I want this. And I just want to say, like, to any other small business owner that is struggling with chronic health issues or chronic pain or mental health issues or whatever the case may be for you, I just want to say, like, if that is the case for you, just take it one day at a time. Focus on what you can, and know that you don't have to do everything in a day. If it's not possible for you, think about creating like a weekly schedule for yourself. Like, I don't do this whole YouTube thing all in one day, because it's just not possible. I record once a week. I picked a day, so Sunday is now my new upload day. I've been playing around with it, so it's not perfect yet, but I picked Sunday as my upload day. But Sunday is also the start of my film day, and I'm working on either coming up with like a weekly vlogging plan where I can record shorter clips throughout the day and I can edit them the same night, or I could just compile them all into the editor every night and then pick another day like Friday or Saturday before Sunday again, and then edit them in the editor and then post them on Sunday. And that's kind of the process that I do. And also on like Wednesday, Thursday, I'm working on the thumbnail. And on Tuesday, I'm working on like writing out parts of the video or writing out the description and things that I want to say in the video. So there's a process to this. It's not just record all in one day if I'm not feeling well. And it really helps me to not overwhelm myself, not just with chronic health issues, but just overwhelming myself, period. As a small business owner, we already have so many other things to do. So, why pile so much more on ourselves than we have to, versus just taking it, in steps and stretching it out over the course of a few days. And I think that that's the best way to get it done. I was feeling really disappointed in myself that I couldn't launch my store on September 14th like I really wanted to. And the crazy part is that I told myself to change it to September 21st. Like I knew that this was going to happen and I still just I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to believe that I couldn't do it. But really, it's not the fact that I couldn't do it. It's about allowing yourself or allowing myself the ample amount of time to actually get things done, knowing that I struggle with health issues, knowing that I struggle with mental health issues as well, knowing that, there's just everyday life things that might get in the way, like me having to take a day off to go to the DMV to renew my license and things like that. Like there's always going to be something. I know it's kind of the end of the year, so moving into next year, I really want to work on this and giving myself ample amounts of time to really launch collections or to reopen my shop, because it really sucks to have to, put it out there and then take it back and say, oh no, the launch is happening then. But things happen, unfortunately, and I'm trying not to beat myself up for it. And you shouldn't beat yourself up for it too if things happen. So moving forward, it's just best to allow yourself ample amount of time to launch products, to, give time to get things done, to also do samples and different things like that. Like I'm starting a new thing now. I'm working with clay. This is something that I've never done before. And I'm also doing a lot of original art. I used to be a fashion designer and I did a lot of like illustrations and croquis and things like that, but I'm not doing those things anymore. And I'm taking on a whole new path, a whole new style, a whole new project, and I had to give myself time to adjust and give myself time to really learn how to do those things. This is something that I've never given myself time to do. Everything just always had to be like 0 to 100 real quick, and I didn't give myself the time to do those things. And now I'm learning to allow myself to do that. And it doesn't always go to plan, but I'm learning how to do that more and more. And I think the small business and this business this time around is just forcing me to have to do that. So it's not a bad thing. I'm not mad at it. I'm just realizing it. And I'm like, it's making me, chill out. So I'm happy to announce that my launch is actually happening September 21st at 4 p.m. And I really hope that you guys will be there for the grand reopening. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Please give this video a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Just